we're seeing something I've been warning about for the last sort of month or two that everyone's calling for a US dollar collapse, and it looks like the US dollar is forming a bottom on the chart. Now, when I was initially drawing this downtrend in the US dollar, I was drawing it here and talking about this being a breakout, drawing the line roughly there. Although now that I rethink it, I feel like this is probably a better place to draw the line. We capture a little bit more of the downtrend, which continued. Now, I would probably draw that there so we can touch, because that's the same high. And then if we adjust this line just a little bit to capture more of the downtrend, you can see we have the high there, the same as the previous top there. And in fact, if we zoom back, we can see negative divergence on the momentum indicators. That signaled a top. So as the price was making a double top, well, we didn't know it was double top at the time, but we do now in hindsight. You can see double top there, negative divergence on the MACD. So the US dollar was a sell at that point. And then downtrend, we got lots of touches of the downtrend, touch, and now have a look at what's happening there. We're starting to break out. You could call that a little bit of a falling wedge, which is bullish. And then, of course, as the price was making lower lows, the momentum indicators were positively diverging. I'll just zoom back so you can see that a little more clearer. You can see the price making lower lows and the momentum indicators making higher lows. That's positive divergence. So you had an extended downtrend in the US dollar with lots of touches. And after you get you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess you could call that a sixth touch if you count the first point. After you get sort of 4, 5, 6 touches, that's a sign that the trend is probably, the downtrend is a little bit extended, that it's likely to break at some point. Which it has the last couple of days. I'd say it's breaking this week. You had a falling wedge pattern as well, which is generally a bullish pattern, a buy pattern, or at least a sign that the downtrend is ending. You had the positive divergence on the momentum indicators at, at the same time. And now we've got the little breakout from this downtrend channel, and it probably has to get through the first resistance point here, so this sort of 99 level. So there might be a little touch there and a little pullback, some consolidation. Maybe it needs to have one more test of what I like to call a return to the scene of the crime. Maybe it needs to do this first and then do some bouncing along that line before it goes back up to test the key 100 level. But it does look like the US dollar is putting in a little bit of a bottom and a pretty sizable move, at least for a currency, or at least for the dollar index last night. Charts looking pretty obvious, pretty much straight out of the textbook. And keep this in mind with the rest of your portfolios. US dollar strength can put a lot of pressure on other asset classes.